If you've ever found yourself checking your phone every few minutes, waiting for that notification, you've experienced intermittent reinforcement. This psychological phenomenon is all about sporadically rewarding a behavior to create a strong compulsion to keep doing it. It's the reason why people keep gambling, despite the overwhelming likelihood of losing their money. In our daily lives, intermittent reinforcement can be found in everything from social media to our relationships. Understanding this concept is crucial for taking control of our habits and making intentional choices about how we spend our time. The psychology behind intermittent reinforcement. Intermittent reinforcement is a concept in psychology where rewards or punishments are not consistently given, but rather are given in a partial or unpredictable manner. This can create a stronger association between the behavior and the response, making it more difficult to break the pattern. Dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward, plays a significant role in this process as it is released when a reward is received. This chemical reaction can create a desire for more rewards, leading to addiction. Intermittent reinforcement can impact behavior in various ways. When rewards are given sporadically, the behavior that led to the reward is reinforced and can be repeated more frequently. Conversely, when punishments are given in an inconsistent manner, the individual may not associate the punishment with the behavior, leading to a lack of change in behavior. In terms of addiction, the unpredictability of reinforcement can make it difficult for individuals to break the cycle of addictive behavior. The desire for the reward, combined with the dopamine release, can create a powerful urge to continue the behavior. Understanding the psychology behind intermittent reinforcement is important for recognizing and breaking patterns in relationships, the workplace, and even in marketing. It is also important to consider the ethical implications of using intermittent reinforcement in marketing and to explore alternative methods of engagement. Intermittent reinforcement in relationships. We've all been in that situation where someone we care about keeps giving mixed signals. One minute they're showering us with affection, the next they're withdrawing. The result is that we become addicted to the intermittent reinforcement cycle, always seeking validation in the moments when they choose to give it to us. It's not just romantic relationships, either. This phenomenon rears its ugly head in our friendships and family relationships too. But why do we get addicted to this cycle? Well, it all comes down to the primal functions of our brain. When we receive positive reinforcement, such as kind words or affection, our brain releases dopamine, a chemical that makes us feel happy and fulfilled. Similarly, when we receive negative reinforcement, such as silent treatment or coldness, our brain releases more dopamine when we finally receive positive reinforcement again. It's a cycle of ups and downs that the brain starts to rely on for happiness. So how do we identify and break patterns of negative intermittent reinforcement? Firstly, we can start by recognizing the cycle. Once we're aware of the behavior, we can take steps to distance ourselves from it. This can be as simple as telling the person how their behavior makes us feel, or walking away from the situation altogether. It's important to recognize that we deserve consistent love and validation, not just when someone decides to give it. Of course, breaking patterns of behavior is easier said than done. Intermittent reinforcement can become addictive, especially if we're not aware of what's happening. This is where therapy may come in handy. Professional help can help us identify patterns and work towards healing past traumas that may be driving the behavior. All in all, intermittent reinforcement can wreak havoc on our mental health and our ability to form meaningful connections. But by recognizing the cycle, setting boundaries, and seeking help when necessary, we can break free from the addiction and achieve consistent, healthy relationships. Intermittent reinforcement in the workplace. Intermittent reinforcement doesn't only affect our personal lives, but also has a significant impact on our workplaces. When employees are rewarded unpredictably or receive negative feedback inconsistently, it can lead to lower productivity and job dissatisfaction. Negative intermittent reinforcement can cause confusion among employees, leading to a decrease in work output. Nobody likes negative feedback, but when it's given in an unpredictable manner, it can seriously demotivate employees and drive them away from their goals. Conversations with your team should be open and straightforward to avoid this. On the other hand, positive reinforcement that's unpredictable can result in high employee engagement levels. When employees see that their hard work is valued and rewarded, it creates a sense of motivation and satisfaction that pays off for both them and the company. Motivating employees with small rewards that are unexpected and varied can work wonders. Managers need to find a balance between negative and positive reinforcement, giving constructive and regular feedback to their employees when appropriate. This will create a comfortable environment where employees feel valued and motivated to put in their best foot forward. Intermittent reinforcement and mental health. Let's not beat around the bush. Intermittent reinforcement can seriously mess with your head. It's not just about being unsure of what's coming up next. It's about feeling like you can't trust your own emotions. Those highs and lows can be addictive on their own. Like a roller coaster, you can't seem to get off. Unfortunately, anxiety is often a side effect of those peaks and troughs. With intermittent reinforcement, you can't predict when you're going to get a reward or a punishment, so you're always on edge. That stress can eat away at you over time, making it harder and harder to feel like you're in control. Thankfully, there are ways to break free of negative intermittent reinforcement patterns. Therapy is a great place to start, as talking to a professional can help you get your emotions in check. By learning to recognize those moments of high and low, you can start to wean yourself off of the adrenaline fixes that come from them. Mindfulness is another powerful tool in your arsenal. Taking time to stay present and focused on the moment can help you to take a step back from those emotional cycles. By grounding yourself in the present, you can begin to see those highs and lows for what they are, temporarily exciting distractions. So while intermittent reinforcement can be tricky to deal with, it's not unbeatable. By being mindful of your emotions and seeking help when you need it, you can start to break free of those addictive cycles. Using intermittent reinforcement in marketing. Using intermittent reinforcement in marketing. Marketers use intermittent reinforcement to create addiction in consumers. For example, a customer might receive a discount code after making a purchase, but the offer expires in 24 hours, creating a sense of urgency to buy again. This can lead to addictive behavior where the customer starts making more purchases just to get the discount. However, marketers need to be mindful of the ethics of using intermittent reinforcement in marketing. It can be seen as manipulative and lead to negative consequences, such as overspending and debt. As an alternative, marketers can use positive intermittent reinforcement, such as loyalty programs with rewards for repeated purchases. Overall, marketers need to be aware of the power of intermittent reinforcement and use it in an ethical and responsible manner. In summary, intermittent reinforcement drives addictive behaviors and affects relationships, the workplace, and mental health. Positive intermittent reinforcement can be utilized for increased productivity and ethical marketing. Don't let negative patterns affect you. Stay mindful and aware.